Welcome to the new sound of online radio. Welcome to the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network.
'Cause you make me feel like I've been locked out of heaven.
A mix of today's hits and hard-to-find favorites, combined with the most entertaining and intriguing talk anywhere. This is your sound. This is the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network at UENradio.com.
Hello, this is Alan Lissauer from Financial Sanity Now. Today I have with me a special guest, Ariana Shokat, studio manager and certified personal trainer, and also a great assistant producer. Say hi, Ariana.
Hi, everybody.
All right. Anyway, this is not my show, and it's not Ariana's show. This is your show. Let me say that again. This is your show. Finally, a place that you can come, a place that you will take care of your consumer problems, your consumer complaints. We have no interest in politics. We don't care if you're a Democrat, a Republican, a socialist, a libertarian. We don't care. We just want to hear your story. And we hope you have a lot of stories to tell us, because I have a lot of stories to tell you. I'm also a consumer, and I've gone through my share of headaches with the banks and with the looking there. Okay, we're good. We're good. It's our first show, so we're gonna get it right. Okay, we want to hear your consumer problems. We want to hear you get angry. We want to hear what makes you upset.
Bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad.
Yeah, we want you to get mad. And we want to know what affects you. What are you most interested in? Call us at 323-524-2599 or text us at 310-384-4352. Let me say that again for everyone who's slow to pick up a pencil. Call us at 323-524-2599 or text us at 310-384-4352. Call in your complaints and get answers. Today we have three topics of interest to most consumers. One or two, the second one, only if you're a business owner. But the first one, I think anyone who pays for electric or water in the city of Los Angeles is going to be very interested in this segment. We're talking about DWP. Now, I know this is going broadcast nationwide. So take a look at your own utility bill. See how it's affecting you and what it costs. I know in Los Angeles, we have bills that range from $400 to $2,500. Very, very expensive. And we want to find out why they're so expensive. So I'm going to go over the electric bill. And I know this may seem a little boring, but I don't think most people look at how they're billed. What do you think, Ariana?
I think that today people aren't looking at the little things and they aren't catching them, and that's the problem, because if they were to catch these little things, they can start to add up ways that they could save more money in their homes, not only just by your utility bill, but where else are you spending money that needs to stop?
Yeah, exactly.
At the end of the day, where does it need to stop?
So let's go on the water. We get billed with HCF. That's 100 cubic foot, okay? And when we're billed that way, let's give you an example about what a cubic foot is. Whenever you flush a toilet, that's a cubic foot. It's 7.6 gallons. So you flush a toilet 100 times, that's 100 cubic feet. Ariana's keying me in on something here. That's very good. Okay. And that's 100 cubic feet. So according to LA, the water bills, you're now paying $150 to flush your toilet. It's a lot of money. Now, one of the reasons given is that we're in a drought. Does everyone know the drought's over? Because I do. I know the drought's over. We have more snow and more water pack in the reservoirs than we've ever had. But we still have rates that go from Tier 1 to Tier 4. Let me give you an example. And again, you're welcome to call in to go over this. Tier 1 water is $5.67 per 100 cubic feet. When you get to Tier 4, you're at $9.65. That's 40% higher. It's the same water. Water hasn't changed, but what has changed is the amount you're paying for this water. And I'd like to know why that is, because it's the same water, and there is no drought. And so why are we being charged in this manner? So you have to know most utilities are monopolies, and most monopolies have a deal with the city government or the county government. Water is one of the most expensive things we're paying for in Los Angeles. I'll give you another idea. A shower uses 17.2 gallons. Right there. Yeah, that's what it is. And how much? 7.5 gallons are in a cubic foot. And this, you figure it out, if you take like 10 showers, that's another 170 cubic feet. So if we were being charged Tier 1, then, it'd be a lot less money. Okay? So it's your chance to call in. We want to hear your thought. Why is it being priced this way? And there's something else that's very interesting. We are paid, we're billed every 2 months. In other words, if I was billed every month, I might never get out of Tier 1 pricing. But because I have every 2 months, I'm going to be in Tier 4 most of the time.
Do we have a caller?
Yeah. So it's very important that we be billed once a month, not once every 2 months. And by doing this, we raise the rates on people. Okay, do we have a call in? No. Okay, but do we have a text?
We do have a text. Let's go ahead and read this.
As I thought we did.
One of our followers, Rosie, she said to us, "They are outrageous, charging me $500 for electricity for 2 months and water and other stuff. $200, imagine getting a bill for $795 every 2 months. I can't keep up. I need help." And that's just what you were talking about, Alan, is that if consumers knew that they were getting billed twice per month or every 2 months, to know that their electricity company is only making more money off of that, and had they been broken up that bill into 1 month per 1 month, they would have been brought down into the lower tier.
Right.
But because they've compounded that usage over 2 months, now they're brought up into a second tier, and now they're forced to be paying higher pricing. So in this case, spending for 2 months or buying in 2 months is not saving you a thing. If anything, it's actually costing you more.
It's costing you more. It's one of these things that is so obvious, but no one talks about it. By billing you every 2 months, we're forcing you into higher tier rates. Now, why are we even in tier rates is a major question to me. Well, it started during a drought. That drought is over. So why? And we're going to get into the why on some of this stuff. And part of it is because they can. You ever hear that expression? Why is someone doing it? Because they can do it. But that's not good enough. We're talking about homeowners. We're talking about renters. We're talking about people who this is a major part of their monthly expenses. And why is it so high? Okay, and what can be done about it? Well, the DWP works as a monopoly, and they work in conjunction with the city government. So they always say the reason it's higher is we want to make our infrastructure better. Has anyone seen any new infrastructure? I haven't. The last I heard is that dam was breaking in Oroville and there wasn't enough money to fix it. Where does this money go? what's going on? Well, some facts we've been able to dig up. Okay, before I get into electric pricing, maybe I'll do that first. Okay, because the electric pricing is crazy. Electric pricing also works in tiers. Again, it's the same electricity, it's just that you're paying it in tier pricing. And I can't tell you for sure, but tier pricing just doesn't seem like a thing that should be done. If I go to Costco and I buy in bulk, I pay less. If I use more electricity, I pay more. Is there a shortage of electricity? I don't think so. And in fact, I know there isn't. We all know there isn't. So tier 1 energy is 15 cents a kilowatt hour. Tier 3 energy is 25 cents. That's 10 cents a kilowatt hour. Seems like a little bit. Well, a kilowatt hour, if you leave your big screen TV on for 1 hour, that's a kilowatt hour. It's 1,000 watts. And you're being charged now 25 cents instead of 15 cents. Again, when you're pushed into a higher tier, it's because how much you use in that time period. The longer the time period, the higher the tier. Does everyone get that? Because it's a really important point. And it's something that I would love to hear from DWP about. In fact, I'm going to invite them on one of our shows because I want to know from them why they choose to do this. And I don't think there's a good reason. I really don't. I want everyone out there to know this is just the beginning. There are 4 more rate increases planned. And it's gonna hit everyone. On top of that, something most people don't know, we're taxed 10% on electricity. Did you know that, Ariana? 10%.
No, not until right now.
We're not taxed on food. It's a necessity. Why are we being taxed on electricity? And it's a city tax. Well, there is a lot of play between the city and DWP. There's a lot of ways they work together. In fact, the city council just voted DWP a 22% raise. Oh, excuse me, I'm getting upset. Okay, I really am. I'm upset. I'm upset the way we're charged. We have sewer bills that also come. Sewer bills are based on the amount of water that you use. It goes down a sewer. Okay, that's another bill, right? So I called up DWP and I said, I have a pool, I have some kind of lawn. This water does not get recycled into a sewer, right? Why am I being charged a sewer charge? They said, well, you can get another meter installed, Mr. Lissauer. You can get it put in. I said, okay, I'd like that. It'll be $1,200, plus you need to get an electrician, plus you need to maintain it, plus. By the time I'm done doing that, I'm at $1,600 to get this next meter, and it's a lot of money. Yes, I would save about $50 a month. When I have an extra $1,600, I might do it. Point is, there's an average amount that is not going down the sewers, and we're not given the benefit of that doubt. None of us. I went out and put in, did I tell you that? I put in fake grass.
No, you didn't.
I love my fake grass. You know, it's great. I don't even use that much water. But because of tier pricing, my bill was over $400. You know, what do we do? Stop flushing the toilet?
Well, and another thing is, too, to get that meter placed in, it's a charge, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're basically being charged to stop being charged. And if you think about it that way, it's like, well, if they're not going to make money off of you in one way, they're going to make money off of you in another way. And
Right.
yeah, you said you'd save up $50 around a month, correct? But
Maybe.
how long would that take you to make back on the initial investment of
Probably
the $1,500 it would take to spend on that?
Probably 3 years.
Exactly. So are you even worse off by trying to get them to stop charging you? Because let's say a person who lives in a house for only 5 years decides to invest in this piece of equipment. Well, then they're only getting the benefit for 2 years.
Yeah, that's it.
That's not
it.
fair.
And most people aren't doing it for that reason. They're just not doing it. So now we have 3 different things. We have electric, we have water, we have sewer charges. There are people, homeowners, with bills of $1,500, $1,600, $1,700. This is a lot of money. there are renters with bills. I think my daughter Helena had $300 last time, and she lives in a one-bedroom apartment. The question is, why are these rates so high? And one of the reasons is the way people at DWP are paid. They are paid. I'm going to read you a few of these. I hope anyone out there is not going to, sitting down, because when you hear these numbers, I think you're going to be upset. Okay, first of all, the LA City Council just approved 22% raise for all DWP people. So I honestly, go get a job there,
You might be getting a better salary than we're getting now, working our normal
much
jobs.
Much better. The average pay at DWP is over $100,000 a year. I can see our engineer now who goes like, what am I doing here? A painter makes $90,000 with DWP. You know the guy who reads your meter? Comes along, just reads the meter. $72,000 to start. That
crazy.
Does not include overtime. That does not include pensions. That does not include health. The average is $109,000. We don't pay our teachers $50,000, $60,000. Why are we paying a meter reader $109,000? I want to leave that question out there for a minute. Why are we? And I'll tell you why, though. Because the union, in this case, has the city. They control the city. And because of that, they can get away with whatever they want. Now, that seems like a radical idea. It's not my idea. It's in the Los Angeles Times. In 2013, there's an article I'm reading from. $77 million was paid out in overtime. That's 2013. Let's see. It says here, Angelinos deserve the most cost-effective services that DWP can provide. Higher expenses mean higher rates. Well, okay, that's very clever. And we're going to do something about it. This is a city councilman. It's now 2017. The average worker makes $9,000 in overtime. Now, if I was managing a department and I was paying each person $9,000 overtime, I'd get another worker. Take away. I don't want to pay time and a half when I don't have to. So is it poor management, or is it just like, well, they just want to pay people more? Again, maybe you want to get a job there. But let's look at something else. What about pensions? How many people get pensions? How many? I don't get a pension.
I don't get a pension.
There are a few places that pay pensions. One of them is the city of Los Angeles. They pay a lot of money. So let me give you an example. I'm going to read off the top pensions in Los Angeles and what department they're from. His first name, I'll just do the first name, is Ronald. Pension, $317,000. Woo. The next one, Department of Water and Power. Pension, $290,000. The third one, Police and Fire. This guy was a police chief. Oh, okay. Well, certainly he deserves $265,000 in a pension. And there we go down. Next one, Department of Water and Power, $200,000, $200,000. Okay, so does anyone get this point? When we're paying out pensions like this, last year DWP paid out $500 million in pensions. $500 million. What if some of that went to infrastructure? What if some of that went to rate reduction? How do you pay out $500 million and justify it? Because where is it coming from? It's coming from your pockets. It's coming from your pockets, from every one of you.
That should make you angry.
It should.
It should make you angry.
Yes, it should make you very angry.
It's not a laughing matter, but, it is when we think about it. But right now, it's a serious issue, and we know we're funding bonuses that aren't doing much. We're not seeing any benefits.
Not only are they not doing much, but they will eventually turn Los Angeles into an unaffordable area. Right now, it's very hard to be affordable in Los Angeles between housing prices and now utility prices so high and the city pensions are so high. What's going to happen to another generation from now, 20 years from now, when these bills all come due? You keep hearing these things. We're not going to be able to afford all this pension. Well, it's right here, and it is time to do something. I invite DWP to give us an answer. I invite the city of Los Angeles. I invite Ron Galperin, who I know is an honorable man, the controller. Talk to us. Tell us what you're going to do about this. Well, I'll tell you one thing they did. They just gave out a 22% increase. 22%. So if you were earning $100,000 in the next 2 years, you'll be up to 122. Okay. Wow. I am almost speechless at this. It's hard for me to be speechless, but this is awful.
Did you get a 22% increase at work this year?
I'm lucky to get a 5% increase, and I have to work hard for that.
Exactly.
And I think most people are like that. So a lot of these things, anyone who's listening can reference. They can reference it to certain parts in the Los Angeles Times. You can reference it. It's all public information. Everything out there is public information. And I am angry about this. This is something I think needs to be addressed. We need to find out why we can't get single billing. Why can't we get this tier structure out? And all these things are going up. They're already planning another 10% increase on water and electricity. These are necessities.
I can't believe it.
This is not like buying your donuts. Okay. Do we have any questions about this? Any tweets?
Anybody want to speak up?
Anyone out there?
We have a caller. Oh, it looks like we have a caller. Let's go ahead and bring him on
Where's
live.
the caller? We have a caller here. Who's that?
Hi. Are we speaking with anybody?
Hello? No?
Did we get a name?
What they called but didn't.
They
They're
hung
not
up.
there. Okay.
Okay. Well,
That happens.
That happens. It's
You know,
radio.
it's, not only it's radio, but we'll be honest with you. This is our first show. And we want you to start tuning in because it's a unique show. There's nothing like it where we're going to address your concerns. So we know there may not be a ton of call-ins today, but hopefully as time goes on. And you can always call us at 818-906-2385 during the week. You can call us there. You can call us at the station at, what's our number?
it's a 323 number.
Why don't you give that to me again? There it is, 323-524-2599. Or text us at 310-384-4352. Okay? I'm hopeful that we can move on. Is there anything else you'd like to say about the Department of Water and Power? And listen, I know being national, there are other people who have other utilities out there. Just for your information, we do pay the highest rates. And we also, our pensions are 25% higher than anywhere else in the country. But I would say to you, if you're living in Texas or you're living in Illinois or you're living wherever you are, okay, wherever you are, take a look at your bills, how you're being paid. Be conscious of the kilowatt hours, conscious of the water you're using. Okay? Well, we're going to go into our next segment. And since I'm going to have a peanut butter. Okay? I love peanut butter. And we're going to speak to Ariana a little bit. The topic we're going to talk about now is small business regulation. Now, I know that's a jump from DWP, but not really. Small businesses are paying utilities as well. Now, Ariana, I'm going to let her introduce herself because she is a small business manager, and she's run into several regulations. And after she speaks, I'll go into, are we overregulated? Are we underregulated? What does it all mean? Okay? So,
Hello.
right.
Oh, did we get our caller
Hi.
on? Hi. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Well, is it Is this, I'm calling from Los Angeles, and my name is Rosie Cejudo. And the reason that I'm calling, is this Financial Sanity?
Yes, it is. Welcome on live.
Okay. Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
My name is Rosie Cejudo. Like I tell you, I'm from Los Angeles, and I'm dealing with this DWP that I can't stand anymore because my bill has gone skyrocket.
Rosie,
I
I'm
used to
with
pay
you.
400. Yes,
I'm with you.
He's saying we agree
Hello?
with you.
We
Yeah.
agree.
Yes.
Yeah, we agree with you.
yes, yes. I used to pay 450, and now it's up to 700 of electricity. And it's the same people living here. We're only 3 people. And every time that I call, to complain, they give me these numbers. They supposedly they know exactly what we waste of electricity, and it's always been the same thing. And they tell me it's the same thing, but how could it be so high?
Well,
And I've been trying to pay it, and now I'm paying on payments every 2 weeks.
Serious.
I'm paying whatever I can.
this is serious.
It's driving me off the wall.
No, it is very serious, and I know other people are on payment plans. And when you call DWP,
Yes.
tell me if I'm wrong. They try to act very nice,
Yes.
but they don't do
Yes.
They don't do anything to help. There's
No, they don't.
There's nothing they do. So I want to tell you that the DWP is the city. The city of Los Angeles is basically part of DWP. And I don't know who your councilman is, but I think all of us need to start talking to our councilman because they just voted DWP at 22%. Did you hear what kind of salaries they're paying out? Did you listen to that part? Yes.
No.
Okay, well, let me give you an example. The average DWP worker gets over $110,000, okay? And the
No wonder.
pensions they're giving out are $500 million. $500 million was paid out in pensions. So
Oh my God.
I
This is
know.
people who aren't
No
working.
wonder.
They're not working.
Okay, they're not working anymore for the city, and they're getting paid what a 6-figure earner who works 60, 40 hours a week is getting paid?
Right. So you have
Oh, my goodness.
all these incredible amounts being paid out. Now, you
Mm-hmm.
probably say, why? Why? Because they're a quasi-government agency. Politically, they have the city. Okay? What does that mean? It means the city council just voted them another raise. And the reason you're paying more is your utilities have gone up 18%. You're paying more per kilowatt hour. You're paying more for water. Just because you're paying it. Can I ask you, do you have a bill nearby? Do you have your
No,
utility? Okay.
No, I don't have one. No,
Okay. When you look
I
at
don't
it,
have one nearby.
when you look at it, and in fact, if you'd like to, I'll give you a fax number to fax it during the week, and we'll call you back so you can look at it a little more. Would you like that fax number?
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I would.
866-753-4028. And I will go over it with you because part of the problem here is called tier pricing. They're pricing you in the highest tier, and you're paying more for electricity at tier 4 than you are at tier 1. Okay?
Okay. May I have that number again? I'm sorry.
Sure.
No, of course.
866.
753-4028. 4028. One of the things we want to get with this show is we want people to be upset, and we want to start taking action with the city council. We want to take action with our mayor, with our comptroller, with people. They need to understand that we're everyday people, and we need. Do you know you also pay a 10% city tax on electricity? Are you aware of that?
No.
Yeah, 10%.
I mean, we just get the service. Well, I just get the service, and I pay whatever they say.
Of course.
I never
because you
look
don't
into anything.
You don't have a choice.
And who's
I
going to
think that they
argue with
take
that?
care of us.
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, they don't. They don't. Not only that, but
My
they
God.
tax us 10%
Sure.
on a necessity. This is a necessity we have. We can't get away
Mm-hmm.
without electricity or water. Our water
I
bills
know.
have gone
I know.
up.
We can't.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Your water bill's gone up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Is that
everything. I think everything, because how could it, my bill be 700 every 2
Right.
weeks?
Yeah, 2 months. Yeah. So here's what is
I
there
mean, every
is
2
there
months, I'm sorry.
is there a drought?
Yes.
Is there a drought anymore?
Not that I know
No,
of.
me
Not
neither.
that I
That's what
know
we're
of,
all
'cause it rains
saying
pretty
here.
much
There's no
last
drought.
year.
There's no drought, but they keep charging us like it's a drought.
Yeah.
That drought's
Yes.
over.
Yes,
there's
it's
some-
over. I
there's-
know it's over.
And it's been
Uh-huh.
over for quite a bit. You know, it's not like we just
It-
went into
definitely.
like not drought. I can say that living in Los Angeles, it rained even a few times in summer. Did
Yeah.
you catch that?
Yes.
Did you catch
Yes,
those rains?
it's true.
So, I mean,
It's
like,
true.
how much of a
Uh-huh.
drought can we be in if it's raining in summertime now?
Yeah, and our snowpack is.
Yeah, it's true.
So we all need to. You need to be upset, and we need to do something about it.
Yes.
And this is just the beginning
Good.
of awareness. So please fax us that, and we'll look at it for you and
Yes,
go
I
over
will.
it. And
Yes,
we need to get other people involved in this. Okay,
definitely.
Rosa, thank you
I'm
so
going to
much.
get my daughter and people involved.
Yes.
Please, please.
Can I call my councilman?
Yes.
Is that what you were saying?
You should.
Can I get him involved?
They're the ones who
Yes.
voted the raise. They voted the
Oh, my
raise for the
God.
DWP people, and they voted the raise to raise the rates on us.
But you could imagine they can't take their raise away, could they? Could they bring
You
the
know,
raise down?
Well, this
So we
is
have to pay for it?
So we don't
you know-
have to be,
it's
sub
an
with all those
interesting
payments?
question. When we were speaking earlier, we said they're billing you every 2 months. Because you're billed every 2 months, you fall into a higher tier category. If they billed every month, your bill would go down automatically.
Alan, can
Just
you
that.
request
Oh,
that?
wow.
I don't know, but I think I'm glad Rosie brought it up because I think we should.
We should all be
We
requesting
should
that.
all be requested monthly bills.
Yes.
Yes.
And to monitor it a lot more. And I don't know
that's
what part
right.
of that is electric. I know for my home, I'm getting solar. I just can't stand it anymore. But it's not cheap getting solar. They're not they're expensive
not.
systems. No.
No, and
I wish they
unless
were.
your bill on your solar is cheaper
Right.
than your bill on your gas, and it's not even worth to get
Electric,
electric
yeah.
because that's kind of the scam that even the solar companies are
true.
trying to get you into. It's like, oh, everybody goes solar,
Yeah.
but not solar isn't necessarily meant for every big family. Now,
it's
yes,
not.
they make smaller panels.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
do.
we
They
do
do.
understand
They
that.
do.
So we're not trying to completely write off solar energy. I'm
No.
actually for solar energy myself, especially for Los Angelinos. We should all be using some form of solar energy, but do we all have the funds to invest in that
And
right
the
now?
roof. Some people
No,
don't have that
and
roof space.
you know what? This brings up an interesting topic.
yeah.
Why aren't contractors
That's
building
true.
new houses with solar panels?
Well, a lot of them are.
Are they?
Yeah,
Okay, well that's
see.
a good thing. We'll see how long that
Yeah.
takes for.
Yeah. So let's make this a beginning, Rosie, not an end. Okay,
Yes.
let's make this the beginning of a
I
conversation.
hope not. Yes,
Okay?
I wanted a beginning. I just want to know what to do because I'm going crazy. I
Yeah.
can't be paying that. I don't know what's going to
I feel
happen.
so bad.
You and
What's
thousands of
gonna
other
happen to
Americans.
me?
Right, thousands of people.
Which is sad that you and thousands of other people are in the situation right now,
the
sitting in the
same thing?
same financial headache that you're in,
Wow.
only to
I
literally
didn't
know
know
that.
that.
You're just trying to pay your basic utilities. Like you're not trying to add
goodness.
extra costs onto your living.
Yes.
You're not going in and charging up
Yes.
credit card so you can't afford to pay this.
Yes, it's true.
This is just a bill that you get monthly. And how
Right.
can you fight this when you know that if you don't pay it, you can't live?
Yeah.
I mean, what are we going to do? We're not going to shower and cook anymore. We're not going to use, our sinks and toilets. Like, no,
It's a
we're not
serious-
barbarians.
That's right.
We're
Yeah, I
humans.
know.
We need our needs. And unfortunately, the city and these organizations slightly take advantage of that.
Well, and we're also told things that aren't quite true. And, we're
Yeah,
spoken
yeah.
to like we're fools. There's a drought, and we're putting it into infrastructure. Thank you very much, City
Yes.
of LA. So please fax us that and we
Yes.
can talk to you more, okay?
I am.
Thanks, Rosie.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you for calling in.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate
You're
you getting
welcome.
involved with this. It helps me. I didn't know that there were people going through this too. I
Oh.
thought I was the only one.
You are
No.
not
I really
alone.
did.
No, you're
Thank
not
you.
alone.
Thank you
You're not
so
alone.
very
Thank
much.
you for calling us. And I tell you, other people out there, okay, I guess that call's ended, but there are another call.
Oh, another
okay.
call. Bring it on.
Okay, who's this? Sure. We love it when people call us.
Hello.
Hello. Who's this?
Hi. My name is Katie.
TD. Hi,
Okay,
TD.
Dee. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from LA.
Okay.
We're in LA. Yes. Can I tell me what's on
Yeah,
your mind today? Tell me what you're angry about.
Well, I'm just calling to complain about Bank of America.
I
Oh,
love
our
that.
favorite people.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Yes.
Yeah,
Tell
I've
me.
been with them for 5 years. I have my checking account with them, and I have savings with them, and for some and a couple of credit cards. And when I recently got sick, I felt delinquent a couple of months, and they just jacked up my interest rates. And even when I called them, they were very unwilling to understand and help me out. And now I just don't think I could. I don't know how I'm going to pay back these interest rates with almost 30% in interest.
How much did you say?
30%. Well, what they do
30%.
is they call it a default rate.
It's 29.99.
Yeah, let me
But
let
still,
me
that's
let me,
crazy.
Let me talk to you about Bank of America. I've dealt with Bank of America for. If you look at my bio, you'll see I've been working with these banks. I don't know, 20 years, and I know how they operate, and I know they're giving you a default rate, and it's horrible. They're borrowing money at 1%, and they're giving you that rate. There is a way out of this. Do we have your number somewhere? Do we have the call-in number? Can you give us your number?
Our number?
No,
Or-
no.
Yeah.
This is on the phone. Yes.
I'll make sure to get it to you somehow.
Okay. All right. The thing is that the major problem, the default rate that you're dealing with?
Yeah, I mean, I just have a lot of credit card debt. I just don't know how I'm ever going to get out of it
Okay.
at 30% in interest.
Okay. So the way we're going to get out of it is you get us a copy of your credit cards, and we will work with the bank to bring your interest rate down to zero. We know how to do that. So we'll take that, we'll talk to the banks, and we have a way to negotiate your interest rate down to zero. So if you could, I'll give you our fax number if you want to fax us, or our email. You want?
Yeah, give me that.
The email is Allen, ALLEN, at AES, that's Allen Edward Sam, 77.com. Send us your information.
Okay.
We'll call you back. We'll look at these credit cards, but I know from our experience we can. The banks won't do anything voluntarily. It's just not how they are. I know people who've gone to the banks.
Yeah,
They've been with them 10 years and were a great customer. They don't care. But when we negotiate with them, they'll care because we know how to talk to them. And we'll get your interest rate
It would be
down to
nice
zero.
it would be nice to not have to worry about it, because at this rate I'll be dead before I can pay it back.
No, let's not make you dead. We'll make sure all you're paying is principal. We'll get rid of all the interest for you, okay?
Okay,
All
that
right.
sounds great, Alan. Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling in.
Thank you for calling. We really appreciate it.
Yep, we deal with the banks all the
Yeah.
time.
Okay, guys. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Enjoy your evening.
So I just want to say something about the banks. And I know we're running late, Ariana. She keeps pointing. We have two other topics, and we may not get to them today. We have a lot of topics, a lot of consumer issues. But the Bank of America is merciless in terms of interest rates. When you have a default rate, you miss a payment or two, they default you right up to 29.99, the maximum. The truth is, what this lady said, you'll never get rid of it. No. But we can deal with that. And we have to deal with that, because who can afford that 30% a year? If I owe $3,000, you're charging me $1,000 a year in interest. So Bank of America is, I would say Wells Fargo is bad, though, when you think about it. I mean,
we're going
to do a whole show about
credit
Wells
union.
Fargo. What?
No, I was going to say, personally, I bank with Bank of America, and it's the reason why I'm moving to a credit union. Actually, I already moved to a credit union because of stories like this that are so horrific that it just made me think that, if anything ever were to fall on me, if life were ever to happen where I couldn't go to work, I get sick, something happens to me, and for some reason, I get inch behind on my credit card bills.
Yep.
I could go from my 0% that
Just
I
an
feel
inch.
very happy with to 20%, 30% taken out under me from something that happened to me. And they don't care. They don't have
Yeah.
feelings.
And things do happen to people.
And things happen to good people. And that's the thing. Things aren't happening to all the bad people out there. There are good people who are hard workers, who pay their bills every day, who fall sick because of whatever reason happens to them. Just like our wonderful caller who just called in. And I'm sure she had no intentions to fall behind on her payments, as does anyone ever have any intention to do so. But it happens. And it happens to us because, like I said before, we're all human.
Yeah,
And unfortunately, it's a sad story that's happening too. Not only her, but hundreds and almost thousands of other Americans out there.
I had a gentleman, and unfortunately had brain cancer. And he fell behind, and the same thing happened to him. We hear of these things: divorces, sickness, loss of job, lower income. That's if you don't work for DWP.
Yeah.
If you work for DWP, don't worry. Okay,
You're good.
but most people are earning month to month, and if they get sick for a short time, and we're going to do this another time. I don't want to go into it too much. What happens to their medical bills? Then they get medical bills on top of it. So these are very serious problems. We're going to cover this over the weeks. We want to deal with it, tell people how to deal with it. And we want to hear your complaints. Even if they're small complaints, it's okay. You may have a complaint. I know Ariana doesn't want me to tell the story, but it was with the Amazon card this
You guys are in for it.
They put a $15 charge on my Amazon card, and that was for using HBO, which I don't use with them. I already have HBO, and HBO is pretty good. But I had to spend 40 minutes because they put a erroneous charge. And I just say this because how many people have little charges, bank charges, Amazon charges,
They add up.
satellite charges that add up. And, if they get 1 million people at $15, that's $15 million. And I thought Amazon was beyond that. I honestly did. So anyway, if we don't have another call, or if we do, we'll take that call. If not, I want to get to small business regulations. I don't think we're going to get into FICO scores today.
No, but you can always save that for next time.
But we will. We will save it for next time because FICO's a very important topic. But because you're our special guest, I do want to get into small business regulations. Okay?
Perfect.
And tell us a little bit about your experience with the zoning and with the city and with the Woodland Hills. I don't even know what Woodland Hills is.
Oh, well, I'll get into it. I've got
ahead.
plenty to say.
I know.
So, just quick background on me. I am a certified personal trainer of 5 years, and I recently became a gym studio manager for an opening gym in Woodland Hills. We've been trying to open up the studio, I'm going to tell you guys, for 2 years, and that is not by any lack of trying. Okay, that is only
lot of
from
time.
that is a lot of time. That is from fighting the city on several regulations. I work for a company that's a franchise, and once they bought the rights to the Woodland Hills city properties, we could set up. Well, we started looking into different, shopping centers to see where we would fit, and we started to catch on that Woodland Hills had a city ordinance, this was a year ago, against gyms being in certain particular shopping centers. And we thought, what? How can that be true? Like, how can they have a law against this? This is just another company trying to come in and create business, just like other companies are, right?
Yes.
This doesn't make any sense. So we start to look into it more and more and more, and we start to see that we're not the first person that this happened to, so we have to go and press this matter on. Finally, we get a location that we like. Finally. We get a location that we like. And let's say, again, that's not for a lack of trying.
This is in a shopping center.
This is in a shopping center, a very popular
Small,
shopping center.
small.
Small. So unfortunately, the space at the time, or currently right now, will be taking over very soon, was a restaurant. And the restaurant...
What kind of restaurant was it?
Just
is that sushi thing?
Yeah. And unfortunately...
You're taking over from us.
We're taking over, yeah. And, to our extent...
People love sushi.
Yeah, well, people love sushi. People love working out, too. People like losing weight. So, to our extent, we found out that they had parking. And we had to go to a zoning meeting, because after we even get this, we have to go to a zoning meeting just to get approval.
Yeah.
So we go to the zoning meeting, right, to get our zoning for our parking and making sure that everything is ready to build out. Now, let me tell you, we were the only company in a very long time that has brought every single issue to the attention of the city, people who live in the city in the surrounding area. They were so happy with us that they even said most companies don't even go through this extent to get approved. Well, lo and behold, we had 2 different parties show up to the zoning hearing, which created kind of a conundrum for us, which stirred up a little bit of crazy. And unfortunately, that put another 30-day hold on getting our zoning approved. Finally, we hear that the letter that we had to send in was officially approved, a letter that we shouldn't have even had to send in. But of course, it's the city, and they get to tell us that, right? They get to tell us to do whatever we want. Finally, we got approval. And unfortunately, it took 30 days, but, we were on the edge of our seat. But now we've got it. And now we're still not happy because, it could have happened a year ago is what I'm saying, is that had these issues not been in place, we could have been in business.
If you'll give me just a minute, we only have, I think, 3 minutes left in our show. I wish we had longer. For everyone out there, please let me. We're gonna have her on again as a guest because she's such a good guest and she's so sweet. So we just have to wrap it up, though. Our engineer is telling us we're almost done here. So by wrapping it up, we want to say thank you to all our listeners, live, and those people who have called in. And you can already catch this recording later. It's going to be on YouTube. I think it's on Vimeo or Blimeo. I don't know. Next week, we're going to go over credit card scams. We're going to go over student loans, how they're affecting our society, and credit card reduction techniques. It's going to be a very good show. Now, as a special promotion for all our listeners, Financial Sanity Now, and you can go to our website, www.financialsanitynow.com, is offering a free credit analysis. So send us a text with your name, your email. That would be, send it to Alan at AES77.com and use the message FSN on UBN free credit analysis. You can also go to the UBN website and get in touch with us that way, or to our website. Or you can call us at 818-906-2385. You should know that Financial Sanity works with credit repair, credit consolidation, interest rate negotiations, mortgage rate reductions, and medical debt negotiations. All of these things that are on your mind, come to us. We can help you out with them. These are some of the many services we offer to help you. We want you to have some financial sanity in your life. So check us out on Yelp. Check us out on the web. And remember, America, keep calling in with your stories. Remember, we're here to help you. But most of all, remember, we're not going to take it anymore.